Yo, it's Monday night, the lights shine bright. Chubby and Johnny bring it the insight. We recap the show, every slam and every throw. In the ring, all the drama, just let it flow. Sit, play tight, let's break it down right. Monday Night Raw, we're running like a clock. Chubby and HotBody, we're ready to rock. In the square circle, nothing's ever the same. Breaking down the action, we're playing the game. From high-flying moves to the heavyweight brawls, hear the crowd roar as the superstars fall. Chubby's got the laughs, Johnny brings the heat. With every punchline, we roll face and feet. We're the kings of the bottom, with the crowd right. Monday Night Raw, we're running like a clock. Chubby and HotBody, we're ready to rock. In the square circle, nothing's ever the same. Breaking down the action, we're playing the game. So tune in next week, keep it locked on the show with Chubby and Johnny. You already know.
What up, everybody? Happy freaking Saturday to you and yours. Look at the big fucking smile on his face, boy. It's like he's like a kid on Christmas morning over there.
I love doing this. I really do. You have no idea.
Oh my God.
I have to watch
you hit the lottery.
I have to watch wrestling tonight to do the show tomorrow also. So, I mean, real wrestling compared to what we've seen today. Oh, come on, man.
So were you up at, what was it, 8 a.m. your time to watch it? But you get up early, right?
I get up early anyway, so it wasn't that big of an issue. What was an issue was my ESPN having a problem even connecting for about a good half hour. But that's me. I don't know that everybody else has the problem of lagging like I do. I don't have a VPN. Most people have a VPN that hides your IP address, and you could be anywhere. And then you could get the wrestling on Netflix as opposed to paying for ESPN. Right. Interesting. But there's a lot of shenanigans going on. We talk about the ratings dropping every week, and don't you know that the Russo and Coach show repeats everything that we say, practically word for word, bro. And I don't understand it, but that's the same with every one of these other wrestling. What do you call them? Covering the so-called wrestling shows. I think everybody's starting to feel the same. WWE is definitely losing its popularity quick.
I have not seen Raw the last 2 weeks. I have not seen SmackDown. In all God's honesty, I have not really had any interest to watch it because I have felt that way. I've been like I'm kind of like bored with it. It's been the same boring show, the same boring routine, the same boring format, and it has done nothing to really pique my interest. Saying that, going into today's show, I was not really expecting much. I was pleasantly surprised, and I thought it was a pretty solid show, really good show that had amazing pacing to the show, and each match really. And the funny thing is, with Roman Reigns in the opening match, was the perfect placement, and it elevated throughout the show. And I felt each match, you were like, all right, well, how's this next match going to top it? And they did. I thought it was a phenomenal show.
Listen, seriously, on Roman Reigns starting it, yeah. With Bronson Reed, yeah. I don't see Bronson being a main eventer, no matter what they're trying to shove down your throat. Seriously, opening up is perfect because although it was a good match, here's the problem: it was a good show, and you shouldn't expect a good show. You should expect a great show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is a pay-per-view. You're not looking at Raw or SmackDown, which is failed so miserably now that they have a new writing. They have a new writing crew, and I wouldn't be surprised if their new writing crew was the same crew that's been writing it for Monday night. But they're letting Road Dogg take all the heat because every time he's ever had his hands in SmackDown, it's always really sucked, and that's for real. It's always been a bad show. But I'll tell you what did happen Monday night, which I know has nothing to do with tonight. But on Raw Monday night, I think the punishments are starting to come in for Becky Lynch. She lost in the middle of the ring to Maxine Dupree, and it was a really good match. It was a solid match. Maxine Dupree is so pretty. And like giving her finally the chance to win and to win over Becky Lynch, it was just phenomenal. Even though I said it was a pin. I'm sorry, it was a count out. It was a count out. I'm thinking back now. It was a count out. But even though it's a count out, she still got the win. And she deserves it. I really like Maxine Dupree, and that's not a reason for her to win or anything. Me liking her, but it's about time they start giving some new faces or the talent that's been there doing nothing. They start putting them into the show and letting them perform because that's what it takes to bring ratings up. You need new faces. The same old faces just don't do it. This is what AEW does. They have new faces every week. You never know what's going to happen. But we're not here to talk about AEW. I get that. And you only have 35 minutes. And I'd like to say that I agree with you. The Bronson Reed match was a good match. I only gave it 2 stars. The Usos
did you feel that match was sloppy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the sloppiness comes from what I'm telling you. I don't believe that Bronson Reed is ready for the big time, or what they would like to say above the mid card stratosphere. He's stuck right where he belongs, at mid card. I believe they're saying that they say that nobody's pinned Roman Reigns except for Seth Rollins and him now. But they forgot that Braun Strowman, he had him stretchered first. He stretchered him out totally. He destroyed them all when he was getting his push. But Paulie tells him, oh, we didn't even know you existed anymore. Because he made a comment also. How are you going to tell the people that nobody's ever pinned Roman Reigns when I did it?
Well, I think what you're saying about Bronson and throwing Braun into this too is pretty much right, because if you take Paul away from them, Paul's the main event factor for them. Without Paul, they are not that main event status. So Paul is the elevation for them. And the whole
it doesn't work for me. I'm sorry, Chub. It doesn't work for me. Just putting Paul. Listen, I don't like Paulie one bit, and I agree with you. Trying to put him in may help some, but it doesn't always apply to all, because really his only interest is himself, and whether he says anything good or bad, it's all lies anyway. Everything that comes out of his mouth is usually trash. So you're right. You're absolutely right, though. He does put him at a different level than just what he is, a mid-card guy.
But overall, I mean, like we said, I thought it was a fun match. sloppy but
Yeah.
fun. But yet, you know, it being a street fight, we didn't see much of a street fight, and I was a little thrown off too because, and I didn't recognize it at first. I don't think he was wearing them at first, but I noticed midway through the ref had gloves on, so I said, "All right, we're going to get some blood here. We're going to get some color," and we did not. But the match, like I said, it was a fun match, and I will say this too: that whole finish was a Paul Heyman, classic ECW style finish.
Absolutely.
Braun coming in, then the Usos, and then you have a small match in the match leading up to the finish. You know,
it also leads into another story.
Absolutely. And that's the whole point of it. But and I thought that's what even elevated the whole match overall, was the match in the match leading up to the next story. But some of the funnier things too were some of the crowd stuff, the crowd comments at the end after the fuck up when Jay put Roman through the table. They started chanting, "Someone's in trouble." There was some great fucking, when you can understand them. There was the "you fucked up" chant, "Someone's in trouble" chant, and another classic line, but it was actually I think Jay said it to Jimmy, or Roman said it to the Usos. He said, "I love you, but I don't want to see it till Christmas." Which, if that's not a fucking T-shirt, I don't know. Somebody's dropping the ball, but that's a great line.
Speaking of dropping a ball, how about him throwing them balls at Paulie? The footballs, hitting him, you know, using the cricket. You know, it's the only thing I feel the whole match. The only reason why that match even went on was to build the storyline to the bloodlines. I don't think the match was the primary point. That's why it's a 2-star match, and it was a curtain jerker.
Yeah, that's funny. But it was funny too, watching, and it was cracking me up seeing the smile on Roman's face as he was throwing them balls at Paul.
Paulie's used to having balls in the face.
Oh shit!
Hello, Michelle.
Comments below. All opinions expressed by.
That was a good one.
What, the comment or? All right, Michelle says, "What's up, Michelle? What's up, champ? Good afternoon, gentlemen. Missed you guys the last 2 weeks. We're here. We're alive. We're doing amazing. Johnny's laughing his ass off, and we will be back on Monday as well."
You know, it's pretty funny. The reason why we've missed is because of Chubby. All right,
yeah, it's all my fault.
Listen, that's it's all his fault. It's always Chubby's fault. I'm ready to go all the time.
We almost missed today. I got to be in work at fucking 35 minutes, 35 minutes. All right. Jeannie's here. What's up, Jeannie?
Hello, Jeannie.
And I wanted to invite Jeannie and Carmela to hang out with us and do it. But I know if I had everybody here, we'd be here for fucking hours. So, I'm
going to be with Carmela and Jeannie tomorrow morning.
Look at that. There you go. And here's a new name. Motaz Majid. He said boring.
Yeah, I would agree. Boring.
All right, so next match up, we had okay, you gotta put this up there. Michelle said, "Oh my God, that last comment almost knocked me on my ass." All right, next up, we had the first crown jewel match for the ladies. Tiffany Stratton taking on Stephanie Valkyrie. Stephanie was more of the heel in this match, playing up the heel. She did not get much of a reaction though when she first came out. I felt.
I think neither one of them got a reaction.
Yeah, I agree.
The match, this match being second should have been first, and you know, you said the show should have elevated. I think with the first match being a 2-star, this was a hiccup in the road.
Yeah,
which I believe even the next match was a hiccup in the road. No matter what you're going to say, I'm going to tell you this. I like seeing Tiffany in the ring. I think she's fantastic. Sloppy tonight. I don't think the communication between Stephanie and Tiffany was on point. I actually stood there and everyone else, they had to witness what I was witnessing. The referee calling the spots.
Yeah.
You know, it was terror. It was terrible. I did know that Stephanie was going to win, and yeah, the match wasn't there. It definitely wasn't. The only thing that was entertaining is seeing Stephanie get her reward of that title, because she definitely does deserve it. Before she even got to the WE, I witnessed her matches at the New Japan, and I tell you, she's one of the greatest wrestlers with moves that I've never seen before. And you guys will probably never get to see them either, because of the pattern that the WWE creates. It's the same moves. They want safe matches. And once they get a program together, it never changes from the moves that you say week to week. She'll be doing the same moves at least it isn't a spear, though. But yeah, for me, it wasn't entertaining except for her getting the title. And that's sad, because Stephanie could have had a great match had Tiffany been the better partner.
So, you know what? I totally agree with everything you said. I felt the beginning of the match was they tried to do a lot of like wrestling and mat wrestling, and it just wasn't working. It wasn't flowing for either of them, and the crowd wasn't getting into it at all. And even as they started trying to turn it up a little bit, I kept saying to myself, Stephanie reminds me now of Bret Hart. All the fucking talent in the world, probably one of the greatest workers right now in current day, and deserving of a championship belt, but will be that Bret Hart style champion that just won't pack that punch because she don't have that charisma. She won't draw fans, but the purists like ourselves will be like, damn, she's fucking awesome. But the average fan will be like, eh.
Well, I think they're missing. I think they're missing. They're missing out on what these girls' true abilities are. I just believe if they wrestled each other again, the match would be even better. It's a shame that their first matchup between each other was on the stage that it was. Tiffany's the one that looked like she was nervous out there to me. Well, before she even got in the ring, I seen in her face, I have it written down here, I had that Stephanie was winning as soon as I seen Tiffany's face. You could tell. You could just tell the nervous, the angst in her face, the body language. She had all the symptoms of I got to lose tonight and I got to look good.
Well, okay, let me throw this little tidbit out to you, too, that I picked up on. You know, when they're walking down the aisle, they'll put the little fucking stats up in the corner. Tiffany, it said for 2025 is 17-0. Now think about that. It's mid-October. She's only worked 17 matches in 10 fucking months. And on the indie circuit, by time fucking March would have rolled around, you would have had 17 matches on the indie circuit.
You're missing, though, she also was working in NXT, and the stats combined NXT with her wins with the WE.
Well, even so, 17 fucking matches in 10 months.
Well, that's the reason why I'm telling you this. The stats said in the corner what you missed out on was that's a combination of her NXT work also,
Crazy. All right, next we had a quick backstage segment, Bronson and Braun with Paul backstage, and the guys were like, Paul says to them, look, we're not getting involved. Doesn't matter if Seth is begging for us to come and help him. We do not go out there. He needs to stand on his own. He needs to do this himself to prove that he is the true leader and he is the vision. and we will get ready for the celebration party. And then Braun says, well, what if he loses? And Paulie says, well, we know what happens if he loses.
Which sets up Seth having issues with the both of them. And it's coming.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you notice, too, they have not really, since Becky has joined up with Seth or whatever, we really haven't seen all of them together. Now, I don't know if we have in the last 2 weeks because I haven't watched, but.
And you won't. There's no reason. I can't wait for War Games when it's them with Brock Lesnar. They already said it, against Roman Reigns, the Usos, and I think it may be AJ Styles. I'm not positive on that, but I did see that the War Games that Brock Lesnar was going to be on their team, Division's team, that is.
See, now that makes absolute sense, but the other team don't make fucking sense at all. After you go past Roman and the Usos, who the fuck are we going to have? Punk and LA Knight mixed in?
That's who it was. Punk and LA Knight. That's what it is. War Games. Punk, LA Knight. Yeah, that's what it was. You know, this LA Knight, I don't like him. I don't like him.
I'm not a fan either.
I'm not digging him. I don't think he adds anything to the card. I really don't. He's a Miz, and I know Miz has done a lot of things, but he does a lot of things backstage too that I mean that we can't even talk about. I would imagine you're not the company's favorite if you're not a suck up kiss ass.
Well, all right. So next match. This is where the show really fucking went off the charts and elevated. Cena versus AJ. And before the match even started, you look at it and I said, all right, you have two amazing fucking talents of this business, but I don't give a fuck. I don't care about this match. There was no storyline. It was just like, all right, two good friends. They want to have a match before John retires. And that was kind of the setup. And it had nothing. I didn't care. But
the got robbed.
I thought it was a phenomenal match. I thought it started out, but then they turned it up, and it was just a fucking great ride of a match.
Listen, everybody's finishing moves to each other, and they're kicking out. So they just killed every single finishing move that there's ever been and will ever be. Do you understand the match sucked? I'll tell you how bad it was. They came out. I don't like Cena. There's just something about his face. Every time he comes out, I head towards the bathroom. I winded up shaving, showering, and I won't tell you what the other thing was, but I let you know this. That's what I thought about the match. It wasn't worth my time to even really put my interest into it. What I did see sucked. Just because you could do everybody's moves doesn't make you a great wrestler, okay? And everybody yelling edge, 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 edge. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, come one, come all. Edge is contracted in AEW. Sorry.
There you go. Boom. Mic drop. Yeah. So I mean that's Johnny's opinion. That was my opinion. I thought,
You're correct though. To the person other than myself that sees this differently, I could see them being entertained by this. To me, it's a childish match. But I could see everyone being entertained. If you're a Cena fan, he's winning, which everybody's trying to get the bad taste of Brock beating him like a stepchild. So 1 week he's getting beat like a rag doll, being thrown all over and owned quite seriously. And then he's doing everybody's finishing moves with AJ Style. AJ Style is a phenomenal talent. The name says it. Phenomenal one.
Mm-hmm.
I think him doing the job tonight, he's still going to be there. You understand? Cena's leaving. Now everybody could expect AJ Styles to be the guy that puts everyone over. He's become Steve Lombardi.
Mm-hmm. And also, too, it was announced the other day that next year AJ's retiring. So we're going to have the AJ retirement tour.
Whoop-dee. Put your bottles of champagne on ice right now. Get them ready.
Well, and we've talked about this already. And he said there's 4 dates left. 4 dates. And it's like, it's, in my opinion, they fucked this whole retirement tour up for Cena. It's like lost its luster, lost interest. Yeah, the fans are hyped because they get to say their goodbyes to him, but it's like not meaningful at all to me now.
Quite seriously, if he was treated like every other wrestler, he'd be like yesterday's news. Nobody would care. Them making a big deal out of this, I think, is the biggest work that's coming your way.
Well, hey, it's a work, but also too, this 13,000 people there. I bet you there was 10,000 wearing that fucking shirt in this show in the crowd tonight.
And somebody said, "Oh, you would think we were giving them away or left them on the chairs." I have a better thing. I think that if you bought a shirt tonight of Rhea Ripley's, they probably gave you a Cena shirt, because if any shirt should be worn there tonight or last night, it would have been the Rhea Ripley shirt, which is the only reason why everybody was there. Did you hear the place pop for her?
Oh my God!
It was more leveling than Cena's. That's for sure.
Absolutely agree. And Michelle agrees with you, Johnny. She says, "Hey, Johnny, I was falling asleep during that match. It was just awful."
No, Michelle. If anyone was entertained by that, I believe they were the little child in them that seen Cena in the younger years. The same way you have a guy like Mike thinking Hulk Hogan was the greatest champion ever.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, speaking of Rhea Ripley, she was up next. Rhea and Io taking on the Kabuki Warriors. And all I can say is what an absolutely fucking amazing match.
Yeah.
Hands down, match of the night. I could watch fucking Rhea and Io, whether they're fucking in singles, whether they're a tag team, whether they're doing a 3-way dance with somebody, a 4 corners. I don't give a fuck. Every time them 2 girls are in the ring, it is absolutely magical. They fucking, again, that might be one of the, again, match of the year candidates, top 5 match of the year. I mean, these fucking girls beat the fuck out of each other, complete Japanese styles. They fucking brought it to the max. And I got to even give props to Kairi Sane. She stepped her game up too. She was completely elevated by her 3 fucking colleagues in the ring tonight. Amazing, amazing, amazing match.
I agree with you totally, everything you said. It's been this way. We've been saying this for months now. Rhea Ripley is the real deal. Mm-hmm. Okay? Io Sky is the real deal. Asuka, absolutely. Listen, this was the only reason why the building had anybody in it. I don't care what anyone else's opinion of what I just said is, or what you think, because it wouldn't matter. I know deep down in this business, they're not putting these cards together without thinking ahead of time who will sell the building. It's in Australia. Rhea is the one. She's the number one wrestler, I believe. It's not Becky Lynch. Sports Illustrated doesn't know anything if they think Becky Lynch is all that and a bag of chips. That's for sure.
Sports Illustrated don't know sports, let alone wrestling.
Well, Sports Illustrated, I think, and ESPN have no idea what sports are. They let men dressed as women beat up women and call that a sport. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that at all. Absolutely 100%, like it says right there, the match was amazing, and Rhea just makes every show 100% better. And that is exactly correct, Michelle. Without Rhea and Io and Asuka, let's put it this way. Without the girls on the roster, I believe the WE's attendance would be below 50%. There's no one in that locker room. There's no one in that locker room that's putting any asses in that seat to sell it out the way the Four Horsemen used to. You know, you knew the building was getting sold out because of the Four Horsemen. There's no four idiots in the back of that locker room that could sell out the building. And I'm sorry, Brock, that includes you.
There you go. All right. Last match of the night, the main event for the crown jewel for the guys. We had Seth freaking Rollins taking on Cody Rhodes. I got to say, both guys I felt completely brought it. Probably the best match Cody's had in a long time, thanks to Seth. Seth going coast to coast. Cody with the top rope crossroads. Pressed the fuck out of me. Both guys. Great fucking match. Probably the best match. Best match I think Cody had since the Kevin Owens match. Great match. Hats off to both guys.
Kevin Owens and Seth for being able to carry that lard. Listen, man, Cody Rhodes just blows, man. He really does. It's my opinion, I know. But I don't get Cody Rhodes, man. He's a politician. He sucks. His moves look like he's hesitant to do them. He doesn't have confidence in what he's doing. The only reason why he was even able to pull off the moves he pulled off tonight was because he put all his confidence into Seth.
Well, you know what he's got, like you're saying, he's that perfect WWE style wrestler who's got the 5 moves that he's got to keep. His match rotates around them 5 moves. But a guy like Seth, he's got his setup moves and all that, but he goes outside the box and can fucking go into anything and work anything. And that's why him and Punk work so well together, because they both have that same style. But Cody is that more WWE 5-move guy that's going to do his fucking crossroads, his other fucking move off the ropes.
His fucking conversion, the bionic elbow, which listen, I hate to break it to everyone out there. He doesn't have a bionic elbow, neither did his lard-ass father.
But Dusty's was more believable.
Was it?
Listen,
I couldn't stand Dusty Rhodes' abilities. I couldn't. He stole everything he did. Seriously, he totally did. I think it was Patterson, Thunderbolt Patterson, and Sugar Brown. I believe those were the 2 guys that he patterned himself off of totally. And he was also working with Ernie Ladd, the King Ernie Ladd. You know, he tried to be something he wasn't. He tried to have soul.
There you go.
When to me, he didn't have it. And as far as his son's only wrestling because his daddy did it. And he had to get his daddy's attention.
Michelle says, Sally, his brother Dustin is so much better than Cody Pebbles. Cody Pebbles.
Speaking of Pebbles, that's the name of the Rock. I call him Pebbles now. Has anyone seen that anorexic dude?
Nope. Nope.
Neither has he. Every time he looks in the mirror, he's checking out. Hey, where'd the Rock go?
Oh, boy, oh, boy. All right. Well, overall, I thought it was in my eyes, ESPN has to be much happier with the performance today than the first opening performance that they got. I mean, out of 5, I'll give today's show, and a big part of that lands because of the Rhea Io match. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 stars today.
See, I'll tell you this. The only match that I think was any good on the whole card was the Rhea and Io against Asuka. Like you said, you gave it 4 stars. The way it averaged out to me, it was below. It wasn't even 3 stars. It was like 2.5. But I'll give it the 3. I'll give it the 3. I can't give a 4, and I definitely won't give a 5. You know, what I've seen so far hasn't been better than any of the AEW pay-per-views. And that's the last 3 pay-per-views that I've seen of AEW. They've been phenomenal. Simply on the edge, great. Wow. Every match from A to Z.
Well, hats off to AEW. Hats off to WWE. Hats off to my press partner with his press hat on. And
I love you, brother.
I love you, bro. And hats off to everybody for tuning in. I got to cut it short. I got to blow out. I got to get to fucking work. We'll be back Monday. Stay tuned to my social medias. Chubby Dudley Official. We'll set up a time. Me and Johnny will coordinate a time to set up for our Raw recap. Because isn't it in the morning again?
Yes, it is. And you don't work tomorrow, right? You have off.
No, I work tomorrow.
I thought you took off on Monday so that we could do our shows without any problems.
Tomorrow is Sunday.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm thinking Monday. Oh, damn it. Oh, damn. I thought it was Monday already. Yeah. All right. And listen, I will talk to you. Everyone, thank you for being here, right?
Absolutely.
Go ahead, man. Take it home.
Let's take it home. All right, I'm out. I'll talk to you all. Love you all. See you on Monday.